Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Oh boy.
Hello, this is the Hot Topic Show. What we do?
We won't judge, but we're judging. It's going to be dramatic.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching our show. And say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. Okay, today, let's get started. It's time for... It's a big week here at Wendy. Hopefully you'll be tuning in tomorrow. Lala Anthony is coming, and we're going to talk to her about a lot. And of course, Wednesday, I've already been telling you that Lamar Odom is coming for an exclusive sit-down. I don't know where he'll interview after our show, but we are his first stop. So thank you, Lamar. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And then Sean Diddy Combs, who I haven't seen in years. I haven't seen Diddy in years, and he'll be here on Thursday, so we'll be catching up. So hopefully you'll be watching. Did you watch the BET Awards last night? I was in and out, you know, like in and out. I'm glad I got to see, though, the New Edition. They were honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And, you know, they're performing alongside the cast of their biopic, so it's all of them up there. And that's Bobby with a stole on his shoulder, a white stole. You know, they say that was the best performance of the night. Now, I didn't see a whole lot of the night, but I can imagine, because they are consummate professionals and their voices never go out. Well, so the rumor is, and we've been talking about this, that they are going on tour later on this year, and I guess that based on last night's performance, they need to get out there. Yes, there is a need for New Edition. And then, Escape reunited for the first time in 18 years. Yep. They all look great. Some of the people on our staff were not familiar with Escape, with Tiny, Candy, other than Housewives, so I had no idea what pipes she has and what pipes they all have. Yeah. So you got new fans, and you definitely kept your old fans. Now, when are you all gonna go out on tour? Maybe? They performed one of my favorite Escape songs, which is Just Kicking It, and then they did a medley of their other songs, Who Can I Run To, and Understanding, and stuff. So I think that the New Edition and Escape would be terrific on tour, right? So Mary J. Blige was there, and she performed her song, Set Me Free. You know, this song is clearly about her divorce from Ken Do. If we can pan backwards, just look at the shorts. Just the outfit is just everything. You can't see the rest of it, but there's a lot going on. There, right? That's a good one. Mary's not even off stage, and already Ken Do is clapping back on the gram. He wrote, I never wanted to discuss our life airing the dirty or the laundry. You know me better than that. You and I really need to talk and stop all the negative nonsense. I love you and always will, regardless of your actions. I mean, no, Ken Do, if you really cared, you wouldn't have put this out on social media, brother. You know? And in my opinion, there's a difference between, you know, as an artist being creative and airing dirty laundry or whatnot in a song, you know, and versus being a regular person and airing it on Instagram. And sometimes, you know, I mean, you are a man, can do. Sometimes we as women, I mean, you know, we do stuff like this. Mary did the song, and so what? So you're still the one asking for allegedly $30,000 a month, temporary support, because you want a chef, you want her to take care of the kids that aren't even hers and they're grown, take care of her parents. So she's paying this man $30,000 a month temporary spousal support. Goodness only knows what the judge is going to say. Can do, I think, by sending this message to Mary, he's trying to look good in the eyes of the law, when really, no, the best way to look good and like you are handling your business is to take it off there and talk to Mary. Quite frankly, but if I were Mary, I couldn't even talk back because the wound is still too fresh and I'm still writing those checks. Besides, we don't have kids together. What more do I need to say to you? What more can I say? It's a Mary song. Congratulations to Remy Ma. And I thought she looked really beautiful as well in her speech. And then at the end of the speech, it just went down. Okay, first of all, Remy won Best Female Hip Hop Artist last night. Remember, I told you this is the award that Nicki Minaj had been taking home for 7 years in a row. But every streak ends, so, you know, so Nicki did not win. It's gotta hurt, though, to lose to the woman who, by all accounts, some say bodied you. And if they're not saying it as of earlier yesterday, they definitely are saying it after Remy's speech. Remy, why? 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 Take a look.
To everybody who think there's no such thing as second chances, I'm here to tell you that's a lie. You just gotta keep working hard. Shout out to everybody in Bedford Hills Correctional Facility, Albion Correctional Facility. Anybody on parole, it's hard, but you can do it. I just wanna say, y'all bitches got fat while we starved. Shots in your ass, pads in your bras. Y'all some liars. It ain't no facts in your song. And yeah, that Tran is coming back to the Bronx.
In conclusion, the winner is Remy! So speaking of Nicki Minaj, though, so her ex, Safari, you know, this is the one she was with since like high school and stuff, he was jumped last night. Yeah, by Meek Mill's people. Okay, let me explain to what you're watching, because we're gonna have to roll it again. That's Safari in the white, and Meek stayed behind, but he was jumped by Meek Mill's crew. Can you believe the footage we're getting with these camera phones these days? Like, they are the best and worst thing ever invented. On one hand, they're great, because you can get footage like that, which saves me from telling you a whole story that you might be like, there goes Wendy lying again. Nope. All right, this is what happened. So Safari allegedly was jumped by Meek Mill's crew on Friday night at DJ Khaled's party. There's Meek, there's his crew, and there's Safari running. Now, I don't know whether we can play Safari's vocals, but can we play the vocals? Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah. What the eyewitness news is going on over here? Okay. Okay. So as you know, Meek was with Nicki as well, but now Meek and Nicki are no longer together. And after the incident, Safari slammed Meek. You take a look and listen.
Meek, you are the biggest on this planet. You saw me, you ain't do you had your jump me one-on-one, you can't with me. So that's why you had to do that. I'm still clean and I still got all my on. But the way you move like a bitch. You act like you the hardest on this planet. You are not hard, my You roll 20 deep everywhere because you're scared to death. You a bitch.
How are you guys clapping at that? What the hood nonsense is going on? Like, these are grown men. These are grown people, and you're fighting over a girl who doesn't want either of you. Like, why are you gonna give a Nicki or anybody, when you're in a relationship, why do you give them credit? You, whether it's a man and a woman or a woman and a man, or what, why do you give the credit even if your heart has been stomped on? Just suck it up, buttercup, and move on like you're the bigger person. And I like Meek, and I like Safari. He was nice enough to come here. He smelled good. He looked nice. He's easy on the eyes, and he gave us a lot of conversation. But I just gotta call it the way I see it. What are you dumb men doing? And let me find out Game is gonna jump into this. No, because Game is always jumping to, hey, Game. Game is always jumping in the middle of something that has nothing to do with him, but he likes to hold down his coast. So, you know, if you want to be good in LA, I guess you got to get with the game. I am too grown for this. Although, ziplining keeps you young. I went ziplining this weekend. Oh my gosh. I am scared of heights, so I cried. Then I stood there on the ledge. You ever go ziplining? You stand on the ledge, and I had on Daisy Dukes and a white t-shirt. Well, you know, in case something happens, you still want to look cute. But I ziplined and I went to the zoo. And I taped both events for my app. So if you get my digital app, then you go to the suddenly part where these really great personal videos of me doing stuff, like regular stuff. I did at work this weekend too. They came over with the camera. I was doing an art project. At the house, I do stuff. All right, so Chris Brown and Karrueche Tran, they were both at the BET Awards as well. And remember when last we talked, this hair looks really good on her, doesn't it? That's how Chris performed, in a silhouette. Now, I don't know what that's about. Maybe he has a black eye. Maybe he's got a little acne or something. Why is it only silhouette? Anyway, Karrueche, has this restraining order against Chris, and we talked about it on Hot Topics. It's 100 feet away, which is the size of a football field. Now, I don't know the venue where the BET Awards were happening. Maybe it was the size of the football, I don't know. But they did, or she did make, they say, a concerted effort to stay away from him. When he's over there, she'd be over here. She'd always make sure he's not in the room, he's not in the line for the bathroom, or anything like that, just. But there was an after party. And the Migos and their crew. This is why I was home minding my own business. I can't be bothered with this nonsense. All right, so the after party and the Migos got into a fight with Chris's crew. And as usual, we've got the receipts. Do we have the receipts from that one? Oh, yeah. Roll it.
We do not have that.
We don't?
No.
Heads
Sorry,
will roll. No. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, I don't know who this cameraman was. That's a TMZ footage, but we can't see anybody. But thank you, TMZ, for that footage. It showed nothing. It showed a bunch of guys walking around a car, but they did get into it. Chris had premiered a new music video at Future's party. And the Migos were walking in the same time as Chris and his crew. And Chris's crew shoved Quavo. That's the one rumored to be, swinging with Karrueche Tran, Chris's ex that he's obsessed with. So Chris kept walking while the crews got into it. These crews, in my opinion, they just take orders from the top. When you see that motherfather come in here, you jump him. And if you do it right, I'll give you my chain here. Or what, you know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. And out of all the trouble this weekend, Little Kim's the only one facing time to me. Kim, what happened? At some point, you gotta be, first of all, you can't see it. If you pull up to your TV real close, you see she's got etched in abs in the thing. My wigologist, Robin, she showed me, she opened it up, you know how you do on your phone? Norman, did you notice that?
I did not notice that until now.
She's got a Mariah special. The fake abs etched in. Oh, you remember 4th of July years ago. That was legendary. Anyway, okay, so there's Kim, and she gave a tribute to Prodigy with Havoc from the group Mobb Deep. Remember, we lost Prodigy last week. Well, now reportedly, little Kim is being questioned in connection with an armed robbery. That involved thievery, masks, and 2 a.m. Well, here's what had happened. So Kim rented, apparently, some sort of home for an after party for the BET Awards. But when she arrived after the BET Awards and saw the house, she was like, no, this is not suitable. So she got in contact with, I don't know whether it's the management company or the owner of the house or whoever did the renting out. It's like, I want my deposit back. Excuse me, sorry. I want my money back. I'm not staying here and I'm not paying for it. Well, that happens sometimes. We went through a situation like that, me and my family, about a month ago when we went out to LA and we walked in the place. I'm like, oh, hell no. But you don't put on a ski mask and go back at 2 a.m., allegedly. You wait until you get back to your, New York, Kim, and that's when you deal with your lawyer and your travel agent and so on and so forth. But not Kim, or excuse me, not Kim's alleged people. All right, so earlier when the argument was happening between the management company and Kim and she wanted the money back, the cops were called. But the cops said, no, this is something that's not as serious as a cop. You're gonna have to handle this yourselves. But when the cops show up at your house, they always write down where they were, even if you don't get a ticket or even if no one's arrested or dead. They always write it down. Well, allegedly, once the cops are gone, at 4 a.m., some ne'er-dwellers showed up back at the house with ski masks and weapons. I don't know what weapon, but weapons. And they allegedly stole Kim's deposit check back and an extra $20,000 just for their work, and then commenced to slashing tires outside. And they stole a hubcap, which is so random. Do people still use hubcaps? So now nobody's been arrested in connection with none of this stuff. But what do you think the cops are going to think when they follow the breadcrumbs of what had happened? They're gonna be like, we were at the house earlier and little Kim was here with her thug misters demanding this money. But, it didn't look volatile, so we just wrote it up and disappeared. So now, Kim, you've already done time. You've already done time, for like 3 years, for something or another and something that got her in jail for 3 years. And part of it also had to do with she wouldn't have done as much time or maybe no time at all if she just dimed out, told on the bad people who were involved in the case. This is back in the day. So now, you already rode and doed. You already rode and died once, Kim. Now, the first thing I would do is I would tell every single one of my crew, I would tell the cops immediately, it's Cecil, it's Eddie and Dem, it's Tyreek, Jamal, all of them. That's it. I'm not going back to jail. Kim, first of all, you've got a daughter. Second of all, you're too old now to be riding and dying. And surrounding yourself by people who are not gonna look out for you. Very bad. Courtney Cox is regretting that she did so much, filler work to her face. Well, that's what she looks like now. But, there was a time when, and she was talking to this magazine called New Beauty magazine, New Beauty. There she's on the cover, she looks great. She said that she got so disgusted one day that she had all the fillers dissolved in her face. So that she could, yeah. Well, she might have been going through a thing that was during the time maybe that she was divorcing David, or maybe her daughter Coco was going through a thing, and everybody does their midlife crisis in a different way. So the great thing about fillers, though, unlike facelifts, is that all you have to do is dissolve them. They needle you up and they dissolve. Now, if you get too much filler, though, and you don't have any snapback left in your skin, then I'd imagine then you'd be left with hanging skin. So then I guess that's then where you need the facelift. Oh, it's just, You know, the whole filler thing is a slippery slope, but you look good, Courtney, and congratulations on being honest about it. So, speaking of Mariah Carey, look, I'm not the one talking this time. I am just the messenger. She's getting slammed for her diva behavior again. Oh, please, it's coming from way up top, though. Now, remember, I was telling you that Mariah was hired to play herself a cameo in Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler's forthcoming movie called The House. Right. So, all she had to do was just play herself. Just show up and play yourself. Oh, the complaints from this woman's mouth. Well, one of her co-stars spoke out. A little chubby black man, I forget his name.
Cedric Yarborough.
Cedric Yarborough. Yup, there's Cedric. He spoke out on a radio show claiming that Mariah was borderline abusive. Not just to other people, but to even the director on the movie. Mariah, do you understand that when you got because now Will Ferrell's talking. Because Will Ferrell is like, okay, well, let me get some. You know, now that I see the man with the googly eyes talk, Cedric. Well, Will Ferrell is claiming that remember I told you she showed up 4 hours late to the set. She was like demanding all kinds of stuff. Will Ferrell is now claiming that her behavior was so bad that, you know what he did? Remember what I suggested that they do? Oh, you weren't watching that day? I said they should leave her on the cutting room floor and not even tell her. Well, it turns out Will Ferrell is leaving her on the cutting room floor. She's not gonna be in the movie. She's not gonna be in the movie. Mariah, the thing about, I guess, acting, if that's what I know you don't need the money. I know you're a very wealthy woman. I know that your singing will do more than take care of you and 5 generations after you regarding finances. But the prestige of being, I would imagine, you know, for you now, the prestige of you being in something other than, I mean, heck, this behavior is not gonna even get you a job on the haves and have-nots. And that's a cute show, but I'm saying, Will Ferrell, Amy Poehler, that's A-list. All you have to do is just get in there. But you know who's not scared of the diva behavior? Lionel Richie. Because you know, he still wants to go ahead with this tour with Mariah. It kicks off next month, and he says that he's ready for all the diva behavior. He expects her to have a massive entourage. He wants her to feel in her element, and a diva has to do what a diva has to do. Well, you know, he's been around long enough. I'm sure he'll know how to, Good luck, Lionel. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We've got more great show for you. We've got the hottest swimsuits of the summer, modeled by my Wendy watching audience. But up next, Mel B's divorce is getting even messier. The inside scoop is coming up, so grab a snack and come on down.